Hello, this is Compound Interest Stock Guy. Today I'm going to be talking about Zenabis. I'm going to be talking about their lineup of kombucha named True Buch, and I'm going to look at the chart, and I'm going to look at the financials, and I'm going to just add in my 2 cents. So stay tuned. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. It helps my channel grow. I appreciate it. I also want to disclose I'm not a financial advisor. This is just for entertainment information purposes. Do not buy or sell based on anything I talk about in this video. Buy or sell after you did your research, your due diligence, and you like the investment you're pursuing. So I have tried their kombucha and I do like it. Right here is my favorite. They're actually selling out at Save on Foods in Western Canada. They're selling them in the fresh pressed juices. I think that's where they say they're at. But yeah, if you look where the vegetables are, and yeah, I think that's pretty much that where the salads are, or some smoothies. There's usually some spot that they have them. I've seen them in 100 Mile House. I've seen them in Richmond. I've seen them around BC. So they are in there. They're $5. They're really good. I'm gonna give my overview. I have done sample videos, so you can check them out where I taste test this ginger. I also taste test the blueberry, and I just tried root beer. I didn't do it on video, but I am going to talk about that. So my favorite's the ginger. I think it goes down really well. It's got 45 calories. It's just a nice taste. It's got that nice ginger taste. Pop the bottle. Just the same as a beer bottle. You need to have the can opener and then take a sip. It's good. I think they're going to be really good when they have CBD and THC. Uh, when they add that for legalization 2.0, I think it'd be good. I haven't tried this vanilla chai. That looks very good. So it looks very healthy. You know, you got filtered water, cane sugar. So yeah, there's a bit of sugar. Green tea, black tea, bacterial and yeast culture, vanilla, cassia, cardamom, ginger, royboy, honey, bush, clove, fennel, star anise, black pepper, licorice root, and peppermint. These are all very popular herbal. You know, ginger, royboy, fennel is more kind of uh, herbal medicinal kind of. It's not as popular as royboy or ginger, but then you got and licorice root and peppermint. But for all I know, maybe fennel and licorice root are in regular chai as well. So, but yeah, it's a very healthy beverage. I would like to try that. So, blueberry royboy is very good. I did a video on that. I don't think it's got strong enough flavor, but I guess that's because it's natural flavors of blueberry and strawberry, so it's not artificial. So yeah, I think it tastes really good. It's light taste of blueberry. It goes down nice. Not as good in my opinion as ginger, but it's very good. I haven't tried this mojito mint, but it looks good. So bacteria, lemon myrtle and lemongrass, and natural essential oils of lime and tangerine. Interesting. Yeah, it looks very healthy. So Zenabis owns 50%, so they're gonna have that on their revenues, because I believe that if the company owns over 50% of that, company, then it can be added to the business's revenues. So I think it'll be added. They're gonna get some sales on this quarter. I tried the root beer. It's pretty good. I think, yeah, again, I think it's a little bit better than the blueberry, I think, but not as good ginger. Ginger's my favorite. And then you have very berry. So the stores, I've seen them only have 4 flavors. They don't have every flavor, but maybe some stores have all the flavors. But these one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they have 6. And then what else do they got? True flavors. Drought. I'm gonna look into this because so they have this, and I haven't seen this, but you know, maybe they're gonna do a similar kind with CBD for legalization 2.0. Drought. I'm not that smart, so I honestly don't really know what drought means versus the other kombucha. If you know, let me know in the comment section. Mojito mint, blueberry roy boy, and root beer. Yeah, so and hibiscus ginger, lemon ginger. That I like lemon ginger tea, so I think that'd be very good. Lavender lemonade. That looks very healthy. Natural flavors of lavender. Yeah, I mean, this is a very healthy brand. So these servings aren't as big as the others. I think the others are like 355 milliliters. So there's not as many calories in this one, but very little amount of calories. I mean, you drink a pop and it can have 200 calories, so it's good. All right, so that's True Buck for you. I think they have a very nice logo. I think that's, you know, so that's the thing with branding. You want to have nice product, you want to have good logo, you want to be in good distribution. So, you know, I would really like to see Save On be able to sell CBD products. So, because they're already in Save On, when they get the ability to sell CBD, then game on. So that's good for Zenabis. That's my opinions. So let's look at the chart now. I do own shares in Zenabis. I'd like to get a bit more, I think. I'm just looking at the chart. So this is on the daily, so it's not very far back, because if you go back a year, then you're gonna get on the weekly for every candlestick, and I don't like that. I like one day. The RSI is about 39, so it's pretty low. My thinking is it's in a tight range right now, so it's probably gonna be in tight range for a week or so, and then it's gonna probably go down maybe to like a $1.35, and then it's gonna push up, push up, push up, push up, push up to 2. So this was the high a little while ago, 215 or so, but I could see it close about 215, 220, and that's going to be a very nice support. It's going to build on that strength in the company. So I'd like to see the RSI kind of reset, get below 30, and then I'll pick up more shares. Yeah, you see that it's very tight on the Bollinger Bands, so I think it's just going to be tight for a bit, and then it's going to expand a lot, and the bands are also going to go down lower, and yeah, it'll just have a lot wider range. So that's my opinion on the chart with Zenabis. We can look at, because I like to look at 2 hours, because when you start to see the this T line start to kind of curl up, that's a very bullish sign, but it doesn't look it's building that strength. It's just kind of chilling around there. It went above the Bollinger Bands there and below, but it's a lot more noticeable if it's on the daily. These things can move a lot on the 2 hour, but 4 hours just hitting the bottom of the Bollinger Bands, very tight, tight range, getting tighter as it gets here. Yeah, I think it's probably just gonna stay around here, and then it's gonna lower, and then it's gonna go up. Before the end of the month, they're reporting August 29th, I believe. We're gonna get into the financials, and that's my opinion on the chart with Zenabis. Let's go look just for F's sakes on this the weekly. So it hit like 650 a while back. This was when it was really tight. It was a tight float. Now there's a lot more shares with the Zenabis acquisition. So it's a different company, but they're really growing their KGs fast, and they're trying to become a big player in the market. So that's my opinion. Oh yeah, Amplifies Tim Seymour's C and BS ETF has a pretty good weighting in Zenabis. I think it's either 3 or 4%, so I think that's very bullish. Some of the other one like HMMJ is, I think it's under 1%, or I don't think it's a big position, but the higher it goes, say it goes to like $5, that weighting will go up because it's all based on value. It's not based on the amount they spend. It's just the value in their portfolio. So say Aurora doubled tomorrow, well, then they're going to be a higher percentage in the portfolio. So anyways, that's the chart for, and yeah, it wants to kind of come to this T line and test the top part, but I think it wants to go a little lower. At least I'm hoping. Like, hey, it may go up and it may not even go down. That's just the way things go. But that's okay. I wish you could get call options on Zenabis till November, December, or January. I'd probably pick up a 250 strike. Yeah, 250, $2 strike. I'd like that one. I'd probably buy quite a few of those, but it's not accessible. I don't think so. I could be wrong, but the last time I checked, I couldn't do that. They're more likely if they're on the NASDAQ, then you can get that, but some NASDAQ stocks you can't. Yeah, it's all about cash, because when you're buying stock, you're using a lot of cash to buy the stock. But if you buy call options or put options, you're not putting that much capital to work. So it's a nice thing because that way, when the market really gets killed, I got that cash so I can put it to work. But when the market's really hot, or right now, I don't have to use as much. When it's really slow, I don't have to use as much cash to get very good gains. But the downside with doing call options or put options in Canada is that you can't do it in your TFSA. So you're in a margin account, so you're gonna get taxed. So, but that's just life, If I got $50 strikes and I got $60 strikes with Tilray, and I got $20 strikes with picks. So, if those go to 50, if picks goes to 50, 60, 70 bucks, I'm not going to complain too much that I got to pay a bit in taxes. Or if Tilray goes to 100, 150, I'm not really gonna complain too much because I'll make a good amount of money on those. Alright, so that's the chart. 52-week low is pretty much where we're at right now. So that's the thing with Zenabis. If you look on the chart, if you're bullish in the cannabis sector and you want a big LP, you're getting it at 52-week lows. Look more into Zenabis and realize they're in Shoppers Drug Mart, not the store. So the way the last time I checked is Shoppers Drug Mart, they only sell online in Ontario. So it'd be a lot better for these companies if they sold in the stores and in all provinces, but who knows when that's going to happen, but it'll be a good bullish thing. I think it could happen pretty soon, actually. Some developments are going to happen, I think. So that's what I would like to see, and it would help a lot of these LPs be able to sell more of their product and get better pricing. So that's my opinion. As well as PharmaSave has deals, but I don't think they're selling yet, but I could be wrong. Haven't done my research in the last month on PharmaSave, but I know a lot of these companies. I think Zenabis has a deal with PharmaSave, and Afria does, and some others. So yeah, there's a lot of PharmaSave. So if they were able to sell product, once these companies start growing 50, 60, 70, 80, 90,000 kgs, and they can get $4, $5 on average per gram, they're going to be making a lot of money. They're going to make in the hundreds of millions per year. I mean, Canopy and Tilt and Curaleaf and MedMen and GW Pharma and True Leaf and Afria and Aurora, they're making big money. They're making in the hundreds of millions, but right now Zenabis not yet at a run rate for 100 million for 2019, but they could probably hit it actually now that I think about it, because they did 11 million and there's talking about 24 to 28 million this quarter. So you add that up, you're close to like 35, 40 million. And then all they would need is an average of 30 million for the next 2 quarters. So that's very likely because they are growing hemp. So yeah, I mean, they probably will do over 100 million for 2019, and then maybe in 2020, probably working towards 200, 250 million. I'm thinking that's just a estimate in my mind. Things could be a lot different. There's a lot of unknowns whether they're going to be exporting a lot to Europe. So everything's it's unknown, but I would say they probably are on a pretty close run rate to 100 million for 2019 based on their market cap being around 300 million. That would be around a 3 price of sales. They're probably going to be positive EBITDA, get close to positive net income in the next couple quarters. There's not going to be spending as much money because now they're getting money from Starseed and Tilray for building their facility, and because they're gonna offload KGs to those companies. So that will actually help their balance sheet out a lot, I think, because instead of spending their own money, that's gonna kind of negate the fact that they're spending money on expanding. So that's actually gonna help them be a lot more positive EBITDA and have a better chance of getting to positive net income by even the end of the year or early 2020. So yeah, they're a tight company as far as their spend, and I like that. They go back from propagation. So in propagation, there's very tight margins, so you can't F around. You can't just be giving everybody fistfuls of money. You got to be very diligent with your cash spend. So I like that about Zenabis. And I think in 2020, like late 2020, 21, 22, they're going to be operating at peak capacity, 100,000 kgs per year. Even if they're selling at like 350 to 450 average, that's getting up to 350, 450 million per year. So, what are they going to spend? There's very likely they could get anywhere from like 50 to $100 million in net income for the year. And then, so based on 20 PE, you're running at like a billion to $2 billion market cap. So that would put their price at uh, around like 350 to $6-7 per share based on the so if they did the 100 million net income, now if they get up, if the market gives them say like 50, 100 PE, then they'd be a lot higher than that, go to 10, 15, $20 by that point. But it's a wait and see story, but it does look good. It's going to take time for them to get to that, but I think they're operating very intelligent, and I respect that. I think it's good. So anyways, enough about blabbering on about that. I'm going to look at the actual financials. So this was in March, end of March, 25.5 million. Short-term investment 4.2, accounts receivable, inventory. I'm not going to get into this. What I want to notice is goodwill is very small. It's under 40 million. Total assets 309 million. Total liabilities 172. Total equity 137, and total liabilities and equity 309 million. So okay, so their gross revenue 12.28 million. Excise taxes negates that, so they're 11.56 million, and then they're running at around 34% profit margin. So it's not industry leading profit margins, but if they do get up to doing 75, 100,000 kgs at 34% profit margins, and they're not got crazy salary and benefits and G&A, yeah, they'll be rocking and rolling and have a nice net income, in my opinion. I think they're a company that they're on the straight and narrow, and they will get to that. So now, so the gross margin was 3.88 million before fair value adjustment. Gross margin after that was 8.47 million. I'm rounding up. Total operating expenses 18.76 million. So loss was 10.3 million pretty much. So small tools and supplies was 718,000. Advertising and marketing almost $1 million. Depreciation and amortization was 1.46 million. Share-based compensation was 2.08 million. So a lot of that has to do with the acquisition into Zenabis from, this used to be Bevo Agro. So yeah. Professional fees 2.17 million. G&A 2.6 million. Salary and benefits 3.87 million. So that's not too bad. I mean, it could be a lot worse. So a lot of their expenses was acquisition costs. So that's probably not going to be too big on the next one, because I mean, whether they acquired the True Buch, I don't think it's going to be anything near close to 5 million. I can't really see them, yeah, so that's gonna really negate their loss from operations. Yeah, I mean that's a tight looking balance sheet based on the acquisitions. So net loss was 4.4 million. Net loss before income taxes 5.85 million. Net loss and comprehensive loss 3.9 million. So they're saying loss per share of 2 cents, and they had about 186.77 million shares. I'm not sure what the share count is now because uh, they did add some with the dilution for the money they did in the the PP. So should be close to like 225 million shares out, something like that. Then you got to add warrants. Net cash flows using operating activities 17.6. Net cash flow using operating activities 30.3 million. Net cash flows provided by financing activities 56.55 million. And then increase in cash was 8.6. So yeah, I mean they spent money on doing expansions, and they did some financing, so they got some money in that quarter. Yeah, so Hillsborough, okay, they already own True Buck by that point, so forget that. Their acquisitions, as far as I know, I don't think they really have much big acquisitions, so those expenses the next quarter is going to be very low, and the revenues coming will be good from them. So yeah, that's my opinion on Zenabis, the financials, their True Buck, and the chart. So cannabis work in progress is 4.58 million, finished goods 622K, and that's 5.2 million. Non-cannabis 135,000. So they did their average for flower was 625, and then they're selling trim for 250, and average yield per plant in grams 117 grams. Post harvest cost weighs average 0.78. Vegetable plants selling price 158. Bed and floral plants 749. So what people don't really understand is they were making money in vegetable plants, and so not all their revenues were from cannabis. I mean, I really don't think it was 11 million. I think they probably did. I think it even said it was something like 4 million in cannabis sales and like 7 million in vegetables, but everybody thinks they sold it in cannabis. And yeah, I'm just giving you the down low because that's just what I do. Yeah, I'm not gonna go through everything. I'm just do the basics. So I'm looking forward to their next quarter. I am expecting, as I said, somewhere around 25 to 30 million for the quarter. I believe they'll probably do positive EBITDA. Potentially. I'm not saying for sure, but it should be close, and they very well could have a little bit of a net income. But it's hard to say because it's kind of based if they got the money from Tilray before the quarter, and I don't think they did. So probably did. They probably actually are taking a loss actually because they probably spent a lot more on expanding this quarter than they did the previous. But you know, it'll pay off in the end. Anyways, that's my video on Zenabis-Zena in the TSX, and they could be getting to the Nasdaq in the future. I really hope they do. What is their stock ticker on the OTC? ZBIS, I think. ZBISF. Yeah, ZBISF. So, hey, so thanks for watching. Keep compounding your info. Listen to my lingo and shaka. And until next time, peace.